Yes. What up, what up, what up, people? How y'all doing? It's your man, Tim Black. Welcome to the Tim Black at Night. Very late at night show. Almost the wee early morning hours of the show. But we got to get it in, man. And I took 2 days off, and I feel crazy. So, I got to get some equilibrium back in my life, which means I got to get you guys back in my life. So let's kick it off. You know how we do. Come on now. Start it off right.
Tim Black. Tim Black. Tim Black. Yes, I am. True. Funny. Tim Black. I am TimBlack.com. Tim Black.
Boom, pap, boom, pap. We are here, guys. How you doing? Yes. Man, I am ready. I'm pumped up, man. I just got through watching it. Yep, just got through watching the debates. And, you know. What can you say? I see some people made it back with me. I see some people made it back.
Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Come on, sucker. Let's get it on.
That's right. Let's get it on, people. Tim Black at Night Show. Let's do the post-debate show, man. So let me give you the number, 323-870-4064. That's 323-870-4064. Call in and be a part of the show. And let your voice be heard if you watch the debates, even if you didn't watch them. Man, here goes what I did. Like, here goes all my notes from when Bernie was talking. And then down here at the bottom, guys, you see that? And then down here at the bottom, I started with O'Malley. And then I took notes on Hillary. Here goes my Hillary notes. All right. Bernie Sanders went first. And I'm just going to put it out there. I'm going to tell you guys, like, anyone who's been paying attention to the debates up to this point, I can't imagine most people being undecided. But apparently there are a lot of people who are still undecided. I don't know who those people are. Tonight was not a game changer for me. But I do see why some people like Hillary. I see why they like her. They like her because, forget the obvious reasons, of course. She's a woman, historical election. They remember fondly the Clinton years, for whatever reason, and that type of stuff. Some of you weren't even here, as well. At least if you were born in the '90s, you don't have a recollection really of what that meant, right? What the Clinton years looked like. So, but for some people, they know. Like I was a young adult at the time. I remember vaguely some of the policies. I was in the IT field at the time, and I don't think Clinton helped me at all. Like, his policies didn't really affect me. A young person who went to a trade school, who went and learned a skill that I paid for. Trying to think how he helped me. I don't know. In some way, I guess. I don't know. It didn't. I mean, I didn't get caught up in the drug trade, luckily, where his laws would have impacted me that way. I think there were a lot of issues they let slide tonight for Hillary that they could have brought up. But anyway, okay, so my thing is this. Most people made their minds up. Look, I'm not going to joke with you. I was unchanged, but I will say this. Martin O'Malley did he did a job making a case for himself. I got to admit that. Because I'm from Maryland. At least I was born in D.C., raised mostly in Maryland. I live in Maryland now. Been to Baltimore many times, right? So I have a little call of reference when it comes to Martin O'Malley, what I've seen in Maryland. And some of the arguments that he made, they were kind of persuasive. Were they persuasive enough? At one point of the debate, Martin O'Malley gets up, he's like, I can't sit here. I got a rule against sitting down at a town hall. So, he stands up, he's in good shape. He takes off his jacket, people are applauding. I'm like, Yeah, that's a good dig at Bernie and at Hillary. Because we start talking about age. And the then Como, he says, Bernie, you are. He was delicate. He tried to put it very nicely, but he said basically, Bernie, you old as hell. So he put it out there. So the contrast between Bernie and Martin O'Malley, that was there, obviously. Was it enough for me to now become a Martin O'Malley supporter? I don't know. I don't think so. But maybe some people, they were on the fence. They were on the fence for O'Malley, so now maybe I think he did a good job tonight of changing some people's opinions, or at least people who were leaning for O'Malley. They may have felt like, hey, let me go for this guy. Let me support him. So I think O'Malley did a good job tonight with some of his talking points. A couple things he said, he said that his state decriminalized marijuana. Depending on where you are on marijuana, I didn't know that they decriminalized it here in Maryland, but what it did was he did not let marijuana conviction stop you from voting. So he said about 52,000 people were able to vote because he did that. I didn't know. I don't have any marijuana charges, so it never really affected me. So never thought to ask my friends, hey, you got a charge for marijuana, and can you vote? So that's interesting. So I don't know. I don't know. What do y'all think, man? What's up, Wolfpack? What's up, Wolfpack? What's going on? See how one day changes everything? I didn't even say hello to everybody. Damn. What up, Wolfpack? How y'all doing on YouTube? How you doing on Meerkat? What's up, iTunes, Stitcher Radio, Blog Talk Radio? It's my first night back. I'm starting late due to the debates. It's just weird, But we good. So come on, tell me, guys, what do you think? I mean, look, once again, I thought Martin O'Malley did a strong job. He made a case for his reasoning for still being in it. Because for all intents and purposes, he's just running for show right now. He's running for a job, right? Come on, man. He wants a job at the end of the day. Or why do it, right? And I think whoever gets selected should consider him. Right? Anybody here disagree with that? Anybody? Somebody holler at me. Anybody disagree that Martin O'Malley should at least be pegged? I mean, he's been up on the stage. He looks well. He really hasn't had any gaffes. What has he done wrong? It's just that he's going against one, Bernie Sanders, whose policies are totally different. Well, not totally different, but they're very different than Hillary. And then he's going against Hillary. It's like the guy don't got a real chance. Now, if you remember the Democratic Party, when it was like all these people on stage, sort of like the Republican Party, well, it was never that many, but like 5 people back in, what was it, 08? It was Kucinich, there was the Latino dude, and it was Edwards with the comb in his hair. I mean, it was all these people. And now you got like 4 guys and 5 guys and 2 left. And I mean, come on. Y'all feel me? So, does anybody think O'Malley has a shot at VP? Or like Cuomo said, at least a seat in the administration, like Secretary of State or something, housing, anything, I'd like to know what you guys think. Vote phone number, call in 323-870-4064. Here goes another thing. Let me see. What's another note I made? Bernie started off talking about a subject I love, right? Poverty. He started talking about poverty. He said that we're at the highest rate of childhood poverty of any advanced nation in the world. See, when you start looking at these issues like this, and you say, well, you know what, I don't believe in voting. Well, how? You got to want to do something about that, right? Don't you want to do something about poverty? Now, if we can't do anything about it, let's say, look, let's say our vote doesn't count. Let's imagine it doesn't count. Let's imagine it won't help anybody. It's a waste of time. What do you really waste by voting? I heard somebody saying, well, they're going to track you if you vote. Man, there are some people out there, In order for you to get your voter registration card, they got to already know who you are. Okay? You can't just vote and no one know who you are. At least not in Maryland. I don't know where you live if it's different. But I can't believe guys are really they're sitting in front of audiences. There are guys on the internet sitting in front of audiences trying to scare people out of not voting. Why would you tell people they could get locked up for voting? Why would you do that when there's no evidence to suggest it? In order to vote, they have to know who you are. So if they don't know who you are, you're not giving up no information because you wouldn't be voting. You can't, you got to be registered to vote in Maryland. I don't know how it is where you live. So I'm just listening to these guys. It's like, whose side are they really on? Who are you really, are you really here to help people if you're talking that type of nonsense? And once again, let's imagine, right? Let's imagine it don't matter. But what if it does matter? All right? What if it matters? And when you vote for president, there are other things on that docket that are important too. Right? There are other stuff. It's not just president, you vote that, you go home. It's like 20 things be on that list. House of Representatives, Congress is on that list. Your county clerk is on that list. There's other things to vote for than just president. Right? Isn't it usually more than just president, if I remember correctly? Yeah. So, anyway, I don't know, man. It just pisses me off because I don't feel like they're coming from a place of being genuine. All right? It's one thing to say, I don't like any of these guys. I understand that. Well, pick the guy you like the most, or pick the person you don't hate the most, or the person you hate the least. You know what I'm saying? Because we got to do something. More people are in poverty in the United States than most developed countries around the globe. Do you realize that? Now, you may not care because you're not in poverty, right? But let's think about other people besides ourselves. Let's stop trying to sell our books for a minute. Let's stop trying to build our base, right? Our base of people who don't know what's going on. Let's stop feeding into bullshit and let's admit that this is important. Why? Why is it important? It's important because voting is free. And if there's a chance, like this is how I am, guys. I realize voting for president may not change anything, right? But if there's a chance, it might, and it's free to do, and it can help some people, and particularly my people died to do it. My people died, like people in my family died doing it, trying to do it. People in your family may have died trying to do it, black people. I feel we have an obligation to exercise the right. Now, if it's free to do, it don't cost you nothing but getting up one day and going down there and doing it, I'm trying to understand why you wouldn't do it. Now, it's a personal decision. I understand that. But there'll be a lot of other things on that docket that you should vote for that don't have anything to do with president, if that's the case. What about that stuff? What about it? All right. That's how I look at it. I know it may not be popular with some of those people, but I don't know what else to tell you, man. What's up, Los? Hey, Los, what's up, man?
What up, fam?
Hey, man, I'm trying to figure out why people, I understand why people are skeptical, but I'm kind of bummed out that people they're not thinking about other people. They say they don't want to vote because they don't believe in the system, but I'm like, what if you're wrong? What if your vote matters and you're not using it? Feel what I'm saying? Because people died to give you that right. You feel me?
I could see both sides. I could see why somebody would say it's pointless, and I could see from the point of view that you're trying to come from. What in our time right now, what do you expect? People we cried and we jumped for joy when we got Obama in, and things have actually got worse for a lot of people. So like a lot of people is really starting to lose faith in the system, and it's like, I think we're being blinded. We don't see why a lot of people is saying fuck voting, fuck the system, period, because we see it, and we get so built up when these president, when this president stuff roll around, and then we get them in office and nothing changes. If anything, it actually gets worse. More of your freedom is took, more of your money is took. more of your security is taken. I mean, it's like you don't really gain anything. So it's like I can understand why people, because it's like I'm one of those people. I see where everybody coming from, but it's just I have yet to see a change from voting for presidents yet. Like in my lifetime, I haven't seen it yet. Like I said, I remember having the conversations in the barber shop about Obama about to be in and how things are going to be so much better. And we seen this man get in there and pretty much say, fuck black people. You know what I mean? That's pretty much what I feel like he said, fuck black America. Because he hasn't stepped up to the plate for us, but he stepped up to the plate for gay people. He stepped up to the plate for Muslims, all these other people. But, when it comes to black America, we kind of just get swept to the side, when, a lot of people know, probably 90% of black people was behind him.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
Okay, so if I agree with you, what do you gain by not voting?
I mean, you gain. As far as gaining,
what do you gain?
What you look at it. It's all on how you look at it. What you gain. You may gain something by saying you feel like you're saying fuck the system. I'm not just saying. I think it's just stupid to not vote and not do anything. Now, if you want to say I'm not going to vote, but you got this and that you want to do, that's a different story. But if you're just saying fuck it, I'm not going to do anything, I can't do anything, that's a different story. But like I said, some people just, they gain by, and then I think you need to do a show on the electoral college. I think that needs to be talked about because the reality is your vote really don't matter. It comes down to the electoral college, right?
Right. So once again, if you don't vote, if I agree with you, the electoral college is a waste of time. My thing is this: if it doesn't help and it doesn't hurt because it means nothing, then why not do it? That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I don't understand. Like, if you don't call, it's like I don't know. If going for a walk, you know what I'm saying? If going for a walk don't cost you nothing, then why not go for the walk if it possibly could help you? That's my thing.
I mean, like I said, it's all on how you look at it. Like I said, if you some people can gain something by saying fuck it, just by building that rebelness inside them. Just to give, because 9 times out of 10, most people you say you don't vote, most people gonna look at you like you crazy. What you not voting for? People die for that. Well, our people also died for us to drink out of water fountains for white people, but what did that really change? Now, just because somebody died for it don't mean that it really meant something at the end. They don't mean that they, what they died for really had a real purpose. It's just like, MLK, before he died, his whole ideology started changing. Like he wasn't thinking, he wasn't pushing for the same thing. First of
all, voting for the president is more than just voting for the president. When you go to vote, there's a lot of other things on the ballot than just presidents. It's like 20, 30 different things sometimes. Like bills and all types of stuff on their ballot besides president. Second thing, when you talk about Obama ain't running this time. Ain't no Obama. So all the stuff people say, I hear it all the time, all the stuff people say about Obama, I ain't going to defend him. But I say this, he ain't running. So, nothing he didn't do don't have anything to do with 2016 because he ain't running. So, so that right there is kind of off the table. You know what I'm saying? Because that's most people say, like you said, you spent most of the time saying how Obama didn't do shit. Obama didn't do shit. Okay, so now Obama's gone, so now what? So does that mean Bernie Sanders ain't gonna do shit, or Hillary ain't gonna do shit, or Martin O'Malley ain't gonna do shit, or Trump ain't gonna do shit, or Rubio ain't gonna do shit? I mean, I don't understand why people think that's being rebellious. Like, being a rebellious would be starting a business, saying fuck the system and making your own money, and I don't know, that's a positive rebelliousness. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't working for nobody, I'm gonna make my own money. But I ain't working for nobody, and then you sit at home and you don't make your own money, and you collect money off the system, or you spend your life running from taxes. Like, that shit ain't positive. That's to me, that don't make no sense to me, frankly.
No, like I said, and that's the difference. But a lot of people, like I said, people say they're not gonna vote, but they don't do anything that's
Right.
proactive. They just sit there. No, I'm not for that. But
What they
like
gonna
I
do?
said,
Close. What they gonna do, dog?
But-
What's the substitute? Like, pick something that one of those people could do. If they're not gonna vote, you say do what? What would you tell them to do? Like what?
I would say things like opening your own business. I mean, opening your own business, really getting into really studying politics and really understanding how it works. Because a lot of people just go out and a lot of people never even heard of electoral college. I mean,
Right,
so
right.
you go in and voting and you don't even know what the hell going on. I suggest people really study how the system really works. So because a lot of people just go and vote and don't really know how the shit works.
But even if they, even if the electoral college renders your vote almost meaningless as president, what about all the other shit on the ballot? Because see, when people say don't vote, they talk about everything, Los. That's what I got a problem with. They don't vote for nothing.
No, yeah.
Nothing.
No, I got a problem with that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't vote for, like, you know me, man. They don't vote for class president. They don't vote for the head janitor. You know what I'm saying? They don't vote to who gonna be the banker at Monopoly. They don't vote for shit. And they don't start businesses, Los. You know what I'm saying? That ain't like, most people who had that, you know what, and it's not all black people either. Let me get that out there. Most of Americans, most of Americans don't vote, period. For real. Keep it real. Most Americans don't vote. Like, at least half of Americans who could vote, of voting age, do not fucking vote. That's the deal, for real.
I agree.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I looked at the numbers, it's crazy. So, like, we are one of the worst countries as far as voter turnout, for real. So, it's not like, what you saying, that's why I ain't really arguing about, like, do the shit count? I'm just saying this shit don't hurt, and this is who I see as being the best based on the options I have. But best would be you or I. Because you or I would be you or I, the best candidate in my opinion would be somebody like you or I who ain't in it for no other reason than doing right. You know what I'm saying? Who would be in it to do the right thing.
We ain't got enough money, man. We take too much real shit.
Right, you know what I'm saying? But don't get me wrong, I feel you. I do. I feel you, and I'm gonna let you respond. I feel you. I do. You speak for a lot of people, so I ain't shitting on you, and I understand. All I'm saying is, I don't want you to be distant. I want our vote to count. I know it may not, but damn sure your Congress vote count. I know that shit counts. Because we sat some people down in Maryland because their shit wasn't right. We sat them down last time, 2012. And I'm just saying, we can't change local politics. So that's how I feel, man. But I feel you, though. Let me give you the last word, man.
But like I said, the definition of insane is, to repeat, to do the same thing and think something's going to change from it, So that's why a lot of people say, fuck it, That's why a lot of people be like, what's the point of me keep doing this if it's not going to change anything? But it is ignorant to just say fuck it and not do anything. Like, you got to do something. And I think that's a good conversation. Maybe that could be another show topic.
Yeah, like,
if you're not going to vote, what else can you do to be active and to make a change?
Right. I mean, it just seemed like the most laziest thing you could do, the easiest thing you could do is get up that day and go down there and vote. You know what I'm saying? Other shit require actual actions. Like, actually doing shit. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's how I look at it. Like, the person who says, I ain't voting, I'm against, it don't matter. I don't know. Maybe there's some people who are really, truly, like, about their business, and they're willing to, to do whatever's necessary to build a community action organization but most people don't. Those people, they're few and far in between, frankly, man. I worked for a community organization back in the early 2000s, man, and there weren't a lot of people doing it when I was doing it. Maybe it's changed. I was just trying to clean up neighborhoods around the way and get people bank loans. Some people get bank loans for free. You know what I'm saying? Civic organization. I was a community organizer, just like Obama. Before I knew there was Obama. You know what I'm saying? And it was very few people doing that shit because it don't pay well. You feel me? You either do it for free or you do it for chump change. You know what I'm saying? And most people was not doing it. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we got a lot of activists out here who willing to walk in the bad neighborhoods and do some shit, make some changes. There's some brothers like that. Don't get me wrong. There's some brothers doing stuff. I know that. You feel me? I know some brothers doing.
I think what'll make a lot of motivate a lot more people to step out there and do things like that is, like I said, our mentality needs to change on money. Like I said, everybody, we want the most. You get $1 million now, you want 2 million. You get 10 million now, you want 20 million. Everybody we're just feeding into the system where we're chasing money instead of sitting back and saying, hey, I got enough food, I got a house, I got this and I got that. Let's build something. Let's work towards putting something together, because with us working in the current system we have, we're really all just working against each other. Because at the end of the day, most jobs in America is built off taking from somebody else. You build a product that you got 50 cents invested and you sell it for $5. When it's not even, it's not valued at $5, but that's just the American system that we have.
Right.
So that's why, it's hard to really get anything done. That's why we get a lot of these people that go in there and they sell out. Their intentions are good. Their money gets thrown at them. They get bought out quick. And that's why we can't really have anything good. Look at, even though BET was some bullshit, World Black, sold it out. Anything that we have, we sell it because we're all chasing more money. Yep. And until we grow out of that bullshit, nothing's gonna change.
You're right, man.
And the older,
who can argue?
The older I get,
go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, man, no one can argue with that, man. I mean, that's the problem with America, like in general. Like that's what we're built on. But it's our media, man. It's our commercialism. It's our capitalism. It's our media telling you need more shit. You need more stuff. You need to get this. You need to get that. You know what I'm saying? And it took me, like for instance, I'm gonna put it out there, man. Like I should have been doing what I'm doing now 10 years ago. For real. Like I should have been doing this at 31 instead of 41. You know what I'm saying? Like, I started at like 39, but I should have started at 22 because I started writing, but why did I stop? Because I was thinking about money. I had a family. I was like, I got a new family. I ain't making no money writing. I mean, I was getting published. Most people don't get published, but I had to make a decision, Los. I was like, am I going to chase my dream or am I going to provide for my family so we can have a nice house, so we can have nice cars, so we can live somewhere nice, And I made the wrong choice, for real. Luckily, I got back to it. Most people never get back to it. So it's America. It's the way we're built. It's looking over there and wanting to keep up with the Joneses. You know what I'm saying? And it take a special type of person to realize that shit don't mean anything. And typically, you have to grow out of it and realize, hey, I had some stuff. I wasn't a better person. I wasn't even really happier. You feel me? I wasn't a happier person because I had more stuff, because the more stuff you have, the more stuff you want. There's no ending. You know what I'm saying? So like now, now I'm the happiest I've ever been in my life, and I make I make 10% of what I used to make. No doubt. And if it wasn't for people donating, I wouldn't make that. But luckily, I did what I needed to do. I put money up. You know what I'm saying? I started doing this when I had a job, you know what I'm saying? So I was able to, I bought a car, cash, and I don't have no car payments. So I'm able to kind of make it. But, so it's America, Los. I don't fault people. I want to wake people up. So that's why you got bad politicians, because like you said, they went in with good intentions and then they learned the hard way. Like, you want to get something done? You want to run? First of all, to run for office, you got to take money or you can't run. This shit's crazy.
It costs so much. It ain't even real, man. One thing I will add to the conversation is, like I said, a lot of the stuff I'm seeing about Bernie Sanders is that he's been saying real shit for a long time, but it's scary because we see history has shown us what people who really want to make change, what happens to them.
Yep.
They get killed. They get assassinated. So it's hard to say, I will say out of everybody I've seen so far, if I had to, if somebody put a gun to my head and said I had to vote, I would vote for Bernie Sanders right now.
Damn, he said put a gun to his head.
But yeah, man, because like I said, we know this system is so powerful and it's so ruthless. I mean, they're willing to kill their own citizens. Poison us, do whatever to us, for the love of power and greed. So it's hard to sit here and, yeah, he may be the best candidate, but is he really going to be able to do what he want to do without compromising himself? Because we see the real people.
Shaming yourself.
But yeah, it's hard, man, because like I said, we see what they do to people that want to make real change, because there is real good people out there, but the system is so powerful, they will kill them, they will, assassinate their character, they got a bunch of tricks in the bag. So, like I said, we're going to sit back and see, what's going to happen. But, honestly, I don't see no change coming. I take it for, I look, the way I judge life is I look at history, and this may be the one time it changed, but, it's like at the end of the day, I prepare for the worst. Right. So when the same results come back again, I'm not disappointed. It's not, this is just what I expected. I'm more shocked that something did. I'd be more shocked that something did change.
Damn. Yeah, I mean, look, I can't even go on a limb and tell you I'm sure things will change. I can't do that, man. And anyone who tries to tell people that is full of it, because you don't know. Everything's it's a risk. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if he's going to be better. If Bernie Sanders is better than anybody else, I just get the impression he's 74 years old. I don't see him as being a big-ass sellout. You know what I'm saying? Like, he trying to get into heaven if he believes in one. I don't know, I don't see him being a real opportunist. Like, I want to put some more money away. I want to put money away. I want to, buy a rocket ship and go to the moon. I want to, these things, I must do them because I am Bernie Sanders and I'm a democratic socialist and I want to go and I want a gold-plated car and I want spinning rims. I don't see him doing shit just to brag or doing it to, to pad his pockets. And I could be wrong, you know what I'm saying? But I don't get that sense that I'm wrong. If I did, I would look, man. As long as it took me to pick somebody, I could have been fine not picking anybody, for real. No bullshit. I mean, hell, man, they vote in 6 days. You know what I'm saying? Like, Iowa is in 6 days, fam. I'd have picked somebody last week. So I really was reluctant, but now I'm on board. I'm just telling people, man, that's what I believe, man, and that's why I believe it. Because he come from a broke family. I told you, I'm not for a 1%er. His father was an immigrant from Poland. They grew up poor. He didn't grow up like Hillary. He didn't work. When he was working for civil rights, Hillary was working for Goldwater, which was against civil rights. Something else they didn't bring up tonight during the debates. They didn't even mention that shit. And she started talking about, well, I always fought for equality. Yeah, for who? You didn't. You fought against segregation. Exactly. You fought for segregation. But guess who's voted for Hillary, guys? Check it out. Here goes the stats. Nationwide, CNN, 52% to 38%. Hillary's 52%, Bernie's 38%. Women, non-whites, self-identified Democrats, and over 50%. Women and non-whites, that means black folks, Latino folks, are voting for Hillary. That's her base. Black folks.
That's crazy, man.
Women and black folks, they're voting for Hillary. Though her husband locked up more blacks than any other president.
Hey, hold on, Tim. I got to call you out, Tim.
Yeah, go ahead.
You got on me when I said something about that.
What? What about?
You tried to say she was different.
Who, Hillary? Hillary?
Yeah, you
no, Mirand.
Clinton.
Nah, I never said she was different. Fuck no. I never. That was Mirand. Okay. That was the other guy. That was one of my callers who got on you, who was like, he's one of them people, Mirand. Oh, where you at, Run Nori? Hell no. But you can call me out. Okay. But you were going to say I supported Hillary?
No, I didn't say that you supported her, but I remember I had said something about what her husband did, and I think me and you kind of went back and forth on it, so it's like I didn't know if you was against what I was saying or was you for what I was saying. And pretty much I was saying that he wouldn't be she wouldn't be any different. Like, we got to sit back and look at what her husband did, like they're a family.
Yeah.
I just feel like a lot of it.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. Shit, man, she was taking credit for everything he did in his administration tonight. I don't know if you watched the debate. Okay. She took credit for all his shit. I mean, she wasn't saying, I feel you. Yeah, she wasn't sitting up there saying, I'm my own person. She was trying to get credit for shit. Like, we did this and we did that. I'm like, I didn't know you had a real job when you was. You weren't sleeping.
Okay,
Look,
we're on the same
you
page,
weren't
you know,
sleeping with
yeah.
him. What was your job? You weren't sleeping with him, obviously. What was your job? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But nah,
We on
man.
the same page. Yeah. Nah, I think people is delusional if they think that she's not gonna pretty much be the same as him. You know, like I said, you know, that's her husband and wife. You know, it's like be realistic with yourself. I mean, look at your relationship and think how things would be. You know, if you was a nation. You know, at the end of the day, they're joined by the hip. You know, she's in politics, he's in politics.
Right.
They're married, so that means they're gonna have a lot of the same concepts. This is who we go to sleep with at night.
Right.
You know,
Right.
so so people need to, really sit back and look at the things that Clinton did because he did a lot of bullshit that did not help, none of the middle class. It hurt the middle class
Right.
with the drugs, with the signing the
NAFTA trade
agreement that
Yes.
sent jobs overseas.
Yep.
He did a lot of negative things.
Yep. He sure did. He continued a lot of policies that Ronald Reagan put in place. At least Obama had a down economy that was fucked up and about to hit recession when he came in the office. That wasn't the case when Clinton came in the office. He did not have the same challenges. I know a lot of people, I agree. Obama, I don't see what he's done. In fact, everybody's employment went up. Unemployment went up. Unemployment went up under Obama. Everyone's, but ours went up even more so. So we get hit the hardest as black folks in America. I don't know, and I agree. He hasn't done specific things for us as black Americans like he did for the Latinos, like he did for the LGBTQ community. I agree. I mean, who's going to deny it? But his ass ain't running. So I don't got to defend him. And if I thought there was a good Republican that I believed in, I would consider voting Republican, and I did consider it. But Rand Paul left. I did like Rand Paul's policies, frankly. Because, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I did like Rand Paul.
Yeah, that's just
but
me.
This is another thing I want to add before we get off.
Sure.
People need to realize whether you're a Democrat or Republican. Let's look at the Republicans. When they got Bush in office, Republicans are known for, letting, individual rights, upstanding the Constitution and things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
But with your Republican president, he trampled a lot of that. He took away a lot of your rights. He pretty much went against everything that a quote unquote Republican stands for.
Yeah.
So, people need to grow out of the Democrat Republican bullshit. And like I said, there's just another thing that makes a lot of people lose faith because you see the left doing rightist stuff, then you see the right doing leftist stuff. It's like, what the hell is going on? It's a circus. I mean,
right.
Because like I said, you sit back and you look at a lot of policies that was passed, you're like, damn, that seemed something more like the Democrat would pass.
There you go.
So, yeah, that's my last thing, man. I'll let somebody else get in, man.
All right, fam. Look, man, thank you, Los, man. I appreciate you. Great conversation as always. You know how we go, man. Give it up for my man, Los,
I
y'all.
appreciate you getting me in, though.
No doubt, fam. Always, man. Me and Los always had these good conversations, And see, that's how you can disagree with somebody, but you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, some people, they just, they don't know how to disagree. They become like crazy. I don't know why they do that, I want callers to know we can disagree on the issue. You don't have to attack me. I don't have to attack you. Okay? 323-870-4064. I will say this, guys, Meerkat people, my man Brooklyn, man, check this out. I'm not saying anybody's perfect. Far from it. Right? What I want to do is I want to have a conversation with Benjamin Dixon. We've been talking on Twitter. And I want to bring him on the show so we can talk about reparations. I think we need to really have that conversation about what that means. Like, Bernie Sanders is not for reparations. I know Brooklyn, I know you brought that up in the Facebook group. And we should unpack that and really look at that and really have that discussion about why Tim Black is okay or able to deal with the fact Bernie Sanders is against reparations, why he doesn't support it. Okay? Neither does Hillary. I don't hear anybody giving him shit about it. No one. Everybody's quiet. But they point at Bernie and say, well, Bernie not for it. But she not for it. Neither is Trump. Neither is... In fact, no politician in the history of politicians who were really running for president were ever pro-reparations. Ever. And we still voted for people. We voted for Clinton. He was against reparations too. But he wasn't for it. He didn't champion it. So I want to have Benjamin Dixon from the Benjamin Dixon Show on my show, and we're going to chop it up. Hopefully we can get that done this week. He has a show about the same time where we should be able to coordinate it. You heard it, guys. The reason why Hillary Clinton is beating Bernie Sanders right now? Latinos and black folks. That's it. I mean, we kind of figured women were going to vote for Hillary. White women, Latinos, blacks, and people over 50. What is keeping Bernie Sanders in the running? Men, white voters, and independents who lean Democrat. So the true Democrats, the real hard Democrats, they went with the establishment candidate, just like they did with Obama for the first part. Pretty much they went for Hillary. Same thing. There's something about Democrats and Hillary. It is love, love, love. Or the Clintons, I should say. It's something about Democrats and the Clintons. It's just inseparable. Something they love about it. And that's the reason why, man. The favorability rating, Hillary is at 80%, Sanders is 79%. They're both highly favored in the Democratic Party. In fact, no one has said pretty much, well, let me put it this way. Regardless to who is chosen, they don't think there's going to be a problem coalescing around whoever the candidate is. Because both have such high favorability ratings. People don't like Hillary, but they're not don't dislike her so much that they would vote Republican for the most part. Now, I beg to differ. I say that now. It depends on who's running on the Republican side. All right? But we got to look at it for what it is. I mean, Bernie Sanders is leading in New Hampshire, but he's losing by 12 points in Iowa. So we'll see. We'll see, guys. It's going to be a toss-up. Martin O'Malley's not pulling enough votes to make a difference. They were talking like O'Malley could be the dream catcher or the kingmaker or whatever. No, he can't. He's only polling at 2% of the vote. 2% of the vote won't get it done. It won't help. It'll help. Of course, it'll help. It'll help, but it's not going to change the real complexion of the race. Not at 2%. He goes, my 2 cents. Everybody got one of those. That's an opinion. That's not going to change the outcome. So, now there was one question, man, that really hit. I was like, wow, I can't believe they put that one in. It was right around the time Hillary first came on. I don't know if you guys remember it. One young white guy stood up and said, Hillary Clinton, people think you are dishonest. And a lot of people surround Bernie Sanders, but I don't see energy around your campaign. And it's because people don't trust you. They say you are dishonest. And she was like, okay. And I was like, wow, I can't believe that they put that in, you know? She was like,
Every fucking special I do, there's always one.
I know she had to be floored, man, that this guy actually stood up at this town hall and called her a liar. He didn't bite his tongue or nothing. He just said it straight out. He didn't stumble over his words. He said, people don't trust you. You are dishonest. That's what they think. What do you say? She's like, well, people think things. People think things. Oh, I want his number. Get his social security number. Take a picture of Fat Boy. Take a picture of him. We're going to come see him. You know what we did to Ron? Remember Ron, black guy? We know what to do about people like you who ask tough questions at town halls that embarrass me. Bill. Disappear him, his whole family, everybody. So I couldn't believe that they actually did that. Did anybody see that, Meerkat? Did any of you guys see it? Anybody? I thought it was hilarious. All right. What else I got for y'all, man? It's getting late. Pay inequality. Sanders is making some good points about pay inequality and how he's for the minimum wage raise of $15 an hour. Hillary's not. Pay inequality. He's saying, hey, I've always been for it. I've always been looking at pay inequality. Especially black women are hurt most by pay inequality. So Sanders has been trying to make inroads with black women specifically, and he can't. because they're for Hillary. They are Hillary sold up. I don't know if he can do it. Now, on my YouTube channel, when I was like, I don't know about Bernie. I don't know it. I didn't know anything about him really. People was mad. But by and large, in the country, most black folks, most black women specifically, are locked into Hillary. Online gives you a different representation, right? Apparently. But we're going to see. We're going to see. But based on the data, that's what it looks like. Online, Bernie. But in real life, like when you talk to people on phones, like using regular phones, not iPhones, but telephones, they find out that most women are for Hillary, regardless of color. Okay? He did, and Bernie brought up a good topic, and Hillary didn't. I don't think Hillary addressed it, or they asked her about it. He was saying how, remember back in 2008, Hillary was doing an Annie Oakley, and she was for guns because Obama was against guns and trying to limit guns. And I remember her shooting a gun at a gun range and all that shit. And now she's saying Bernie is too soft on guns. Now she hates guns. And it's just like because the climate changed. And I don't mean climate change, I mean because our environment changed, because we had a lot of shootings, and now America's really harsh. Like most Democrats have a different view on guns now, right? So, and it's just, and you know what? He's right. Hillary, I remember. I don't know if you guys remember. Hillary was the one talking about. She wanted, she was for gun rights. Now she's a totally different person. One last thing I thought was funny. We all know that Hillary took a lot of money from Wall Street. So the fact that Wall Street put us in the situation that we in, a lot of people lost their homes, lost their retirement funds. All these things hit people. Almost the worst reception since the Great Depression. And you got, Hillary and being with Wall Street. Now, that is a fact that she take money from Wall Street. That's a fact. Now, I had some people to give to my channel. For instance, I listen to when they call me up and they ask me stuff. They talk to me about certain stuff. I listen because they actually help keep my channel going. They earn that seat at the table. Isn't that, it got to be no different in politics. Now, they don't ask me to do anything unethical because that would be a problem. But I'm saying is money talks. And anybody tells you money don't talk, most of us get up out of bed for money. We could just stay home and sleep. Some of us have goals and ambitions, but you know what I'm saying. You have a job, it pays you, you do the job because you get a paycheck, right? Like, how many people have jobs you would do for free? Right? So, what I'm saying is, when people are paying Hillary, right, when people are funding her, don't you think that influences what she does in her job? It influences you and your job. Oh, I get it. Oh, my bad. She's supposed to be so ethical, so ethical that no amount of money would make her change her ethics or make her question her integrity or make her change her vote, right? It changes your vote every day. I mean, some mornings you get up, your first vote is to stay in bed, right? But then that paycheck, you be thinking about my hours, you think about that paycheck, you be like, well, hey, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to vote for my money. I'm going to go ahead and get up. I'm going to go ahead and get up and go into work today. Right? Why don't we look at it that way when we're talking about politicians? It's your job at the end of the day, right? I mean, that's how I look at it. It's not to demonize anybody. It's the reality. The only way to deal with that is to not take money from people who are going to ask you for favors. Am I wrong? I know. I don't think I'm crazy. I hope I'm not. What else? Martin O'Malley was talking about something I thought was cool. He said universal service, just so that all young people can have jobs. I think that is amazing. I don't know how you would do it, but that's amazing. And it would be working for the government in ways like conservation, something to do with the environment. So just imagine how that would change things for a lot of inner city kids if they had jobs. The unemployment rates in these areas where there's high crime and a lot of black folks dying in the streets, unemployment, 50%. Baltimore, estimated 50%. Chicago, estimated 50%. All right? New Orleans, estimated 50%. All right? Mississippi, Tennessee, I'm sorry, not Mississippi, that's the state. Memphis, Tennessee, 50%. Detroit, 50%. That's part of the problem. So I like the fact Martin O'Malley had a plan for it. So that's why I say no one answered, but I would like to know what people think about Martin O'Malley getting a VP nod. And I had to look at his record a little bit, listen to him a little bit clearer. I got to check a couple things, but right now, who else would it be? I don't see Hillary and Bernie on the same ticket. Do you? You guys? That would defeat the purpose. One last thing, as we get closer and closer, do you think Republicans will come out and vote against Bernie, or would they come out and vote against Hillary? I think they're definitely, positively, 100% sure Republicans are going to be inspired if we elect or nominate Hillary. I think they're going to be Republicans in comas. As soon as you say, nominee for the Democratic Party, Hillary Clinton, they're going to wake up. Oh, shit, I got to get out. They start pulling IVs out their arms, and climb out of the bed, go down and vote for whoever is running against her. Because they really don't like Hillary. This Benghazi thing, Fox News has rolled that for the last, 2 years? I don't even know how long it is. How long it's been. Longer than that, right? 4 years? Folks, there's not a conservative Republican who wouldn't vote against Hillary. Forget voted for. There is not a conservative, truly conservative Republican walking who has the use of legs, arms, that would not vote against Hillary Clinton. And hell, if they could write in their vote, if they could just do a Stephen Hawkins, they do that to vote against Hillary because they dislike her that much. That's what I believe. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying Bernie's much better because I'm sure the word socialist, some people, society, he tried to explain it, but it doesn't matter how you explain it. It's different, therefore scary, therefore people, it'll probably inspire the base, but not as much as that word Clinton. Oh, that word Clinton. That pumps people up. Like I told you, man, it's gonna be people who pass away, who'll be in the morgue, in the embalmment, getting embalmed, and they're here on the radio. Hillary Clinton, Democratic nominee. They're gonna wake up, get their clothes on and shit, sew themselves up, and go vote for whoever. They don't care. Rubio, Kasich, doesn't matter. Christie, they don't care. As long as it's not Hillary. Mark my words. You watch and see what happens. You think I'm wrong. You think I'm being overly dramatic. I'm not being overly dramatic. All right. I know it's late. I know some of you are like, Tim, what are you talking about? I'm talking about the debate that went on today. I thought it was a very interesting debate. It did not change. It probably changed no minds tonight. But it helped me see Martin O'Malley in a better light, even though he's been my governor. See? Because I really didn't tune into him too much. The field I was in, he really didn't affect me. So his taxes in Maryland are kind of high. That I know. Crime in certain areas are kind of high. So I don't know what he's talking about, but okay. All right. Some of his plans are nice. We'll see. But some of the things he said he accomplished, I need to check him out. I think he did pretty well tonight. And, yeah. Oh, one area Hillary she sounded strong on was foreign policy. I will give her that. She sounded strong on foreign policy. Is that a scary thing? Yes, it's a scary thing. All right? But, I mean, that's how she sounded. She sounded like she knew what she was talking about because she did something I did at a job interview one time. Real quick, and I'll let you go. Back in the day, I needed a job really badly. I had been turned down for a couple jobs, and I really needed this job. I truly needed this job, all right, to feed my family, take care of myself. It was with Verizon. At the time, it was called Bell Atlantic. So you know what? And what they used to do when you went to IT jobs, and some of you in the IT field may know what I'm talking about. You go to an IT job, the person interviewing you would be up all night looking up hard questions to stuff that could probably never happen, but they just want to try to stump you with something. So they would try to, if they didn't like you, they'd have like 5 questions, and they would just keep going till one of them made you trip up. Okay? That was the goal, to stump you. And they would have bets about what question this person would fail on. So, after 2 interviews like this, my 3rd interview, I sat in the parking lot of the Bell Atlantic location in Falls Church, Virginia, and I sat in the car. I said, you know what? I need this job. I want this job. I want to work for the phone company. This would be a good job. They got great benefits. They got decent salary. I want to do it. I will not let them trip me up with these questions. I'm going to take control of this interview. I'm going to do it. I will not sit back and wait for them to go down a list of questions. I will not allow it. So what I did when I went into the interview, after we did the pleasantries, hey, how you doing, blah, 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 and all that good stuff and all this stuff, glad you could be here. They told me a little about the job. They said, okay, Tim. And I said, well, let me just tell you a little bit about myself. Then I went proactively and said, this is what I just got through doing. This is what I know how to do. This is how I think it can help you. And ta-da. That's exactly what Hillary did today. What it does, it shows you from step 1 to step 10 exactly what your experience is. You don't wait back. So Hillary, that's the same strategy I used. It got me a job. I worked at Verizon for 5 years. I ended up becoming a management employee there. No degree. Did very well. You feel me? But it was because I took control of the interview. Hillary took control of the foreign policy debate by going through, giving you details about what she had to deal with, flying here, then flew to Cairo, then I went and met this person, then I ran over here, then I went with President Morsi, then I did this, then I went back to the president, then I did this, then I went 18 months here, then I did this, then I did that. And she just kept hitting all this stuff. And this person's like, sounds like you know what you're doing. Okay. Woo, okay. Just and at the end, just like Lloyd Anderson told me, which was my supervisor, manager, he said, when can you start? And I think a lot of people felt that way after Hillary talked. Now, I wasn't one of them because, like I said, nothing she said changed my mind. But for people who were kind of in the tank for Hillary, they probably felt more resolute being that way after she did that. It's an old tactic. I learned to do it. I executed on it. It came out great for me. It's never not come out great for me. I hope you use it. All right? Don't wait for the no. Don't wait to be stumped. Get out in front of it. And that's what Hillary Clinton did tonight. All right, guys. I am setting up for you guys some great shows. I'm inviting dietitians, nutritionists, psychotherapists. I am inviting psychologists, crisis managers. I am inviting parenting specialists. And I'm getting these people to come on the show because what this show is going to be is not just going to be us talking. It's going to be us talking with professionals. I want a financial analyst. I've reached out to them. So if you know people who have expertise in fields, of professional fields, different areas, please be sure to hit me up at timstake2@gmail.com. Or if you are an expert in a field and you would like to discuss that, and let's say you want to market your products, you want to get some more clients, you want to expose people to your organizations, I encourage you to hit me up at timstake2@gmail.com, because you know what I realized? There are a lot of people doing shows, but a lot of people doing those shows are like you and I, just regular people talking. Now, I have a background, a short background in journalism and public speaking. Yes, I've done both of those things. But I am not a licensed psychoanalyst or therapist. I am not a financial advisor, nor have I been employed as one. So what I'm going to do is bring people in who can give you that type of advice and really give you some real help, real assistance, real suggestions, more than just looking up stuff. So anyway, that's one of the things I told you. I was taking some time out to revamp my show and look at what I was doing, differentiate myself from other people, make it better, make it more valuable to Meerkat, make it more valuable to my Whoop Pack, to my people on YouTube, Stitcher Radio, Blog Talk Radio. That was part of it. So let me know what you think about that, guys. I appreciate you. We'll be back here tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also, I have a special guest coming up. If you guys remember Arrested Development, the musical group. They're going to be on the show. We're going to talk about hip-hop, how hip-hop has changed, what has happened. Is it positive, negatives, the positives, the negatives, and where it's going, and how that affects our young people in our nation today. We're going to do that next week. I'm going to give you the exact date, but we are locked in. I'm going to have speech, lead vocalist of Arrested Development, okay? So that's lined up. So I've been doing stuff. I ain't just veg out and get drunk or smoke weed all for 2 days in the snow. You know what I'm saying? I ain't take the snow challenge. I was actually working for you, all right? All right. See you tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, man. Thank you for having my back. And don't forget, go check my article, well, the article that I was mentioned in on Huffington Post, which was great. It was a great way to start a new day. You know what I'm saying? Start a new Monday. Being in a, nationally syndicated online periodical, Huffington Post, shouted me out, man. So, yeah, that's what's up. All right. That's all I got. I think that's all. You guys got anything? I think we good. Think we good? You think we good? Let me answer a couple questions first. Let me just check. Let me check the queue. We all we got. That's right. Mr. Minnie. Yeah, people were jumping in the snow when I rap, like with no shirt on and shit. Just like how long could they sit in the snow and jump in the snow? Like I saw somebody dive in the snow. That was the snow challenge. It was sort of like the ice bucket challenge, but only cause was to be crazy and have fun. I think it was. It wasn't for a, charity. Mr. Mitty, Nightmare. Nightmare says he would love that. That's what's up. Or he or she. I don't know. Freeman Atari, Ben Carson. Red Eye voted for Trump would be like shooting the American economy in the head with a nuke. Damn. Tell me how you really feel, Red Eye. Sniper victim. All right. Man, hey, look, where's Rob? Rob, where you at, man? Where's Rob? I know Bass was here. Jacob Ibarra, Eclectic Tyrone. What's up? What's up? My people, Elijah Malone, and my people on Meerkat. Let me check out my people on Meerkat real quick, man. My Weap. Brooklyn. Community development, economic development here. There you go. We need to talk. Tim's Take 2 at gmail.com. We need to talk. We need to talk. Let's do it. Run Nuri. We need to talk. Nas Chart. Joe, what's up, Joe? Pieces. Pisces girl. Okay, Pisces. Hey, look, guys. Eric Shane. What's up, Eric? Good to see you, Eric. Glad to see you here. All right. Everybody hit me up. That's all I can say, man. I feel great. I'm glad to be back. I'm glad I didn't wait till tomorrow to come back. You feel me? You got to get out in front of it. That's how you get the job. Tomorrow, guys. And until then, do like David Chappelle, and
let's sprinkle some crack on him and get out of here.
Peace. Woo! Feel good, man. Y'all sense the energy, man? I got an energy uptick, man.
Tim Black. Yes, I am. True. Funny. Tim Black. I am TimBlack.com. Tim Black.
I'm gone, guys. See you tomorrow. Thank you so much for tuning in. Go Bernie. Sanders. Go Bernie Sanders. Yes. Peace.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
All right, guys. Thanks again. Thanks a lot, guys. See you tomorrow.